that you'd want to
Yeah,
give them?
even apart from that, like just apart from just the animation bits, like do you want to add something just as a creative, just as a person, like just some tips that you want to give out, what you've sort of learned throughout whatever you've dealt with right now, and that could help people in any way?
Uh, I think the largest thing which I think a lot of creatives lose track of is you need to go home sometimes. I know that sounds very like off or whatever it is, but it's once you go home that you discover your stories. It's once you call your parents and ask them what was your life like, like that you discover where they came from, where and therefore where you came from. And I think too many people are making too much work without first being cognizant of what they are all about.
Right.
So I mean, obviously the work follows, like whether you decide to take your context and your story and your baggage and turn it into paintings or music or whatever it is, that's fine. But I think too many people are so eager to leave home and like see what else is there that they forget what it's like to actually
Be home.
be home and actually be responsible for people and make sure that like that you have time for the people that need you. And that may not sound like a work related thing at all,
Yeah, that's
but
completely
like
fine.
trust me, it is in a way. Like I discovered that like once I was actually available for people instead as opposed to isolated, I was making better work. Once I actually went home, whether it was like literally the artistic front, like as in the Bengal School of Art, so on and so forth, whether it was that or actually like just being in a space which I can call my own, which I have some claim to, like that's when I started making my better illustrations, according to me at least. Like that's when it got interesting. That's when I was being able to say this is my thing.
Right. Right.
So like as in that whole I think it feeds deeper into that whole sense of identity, this, that, everything. But like we are all like little icebergs of everything that has come before us. So like unless we go home, look at that for a little while, the work we make will always be a slightly lesser version of itself. And the skills will follow, the tools will follow, the color will follow, the edit will follow,
It'll fall in
everything.
place.
It falls in place. It falls in place after a point. And that's all I have to say on that subject, really. Like, so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we have one last question. This is the golden question of the show. Upamanyu, do you name your layers?